Alright, another cool tutorial on the Motorola Xoom. What we got going here on this one is basically we're going to show you how to get into your settings. Really simple task. Sometimes it can be confusing because it just doesn't come out and say, hey, settings. So, there's actually about 3 different ways you can get into your settings. One of them, as you can see, you always have these little deals down here. This is going to be your back, home, and then your Windows. I'll go ahead and select the Windows tab because I had it open earlier, and as you can see, it says settings right here. I can actually open that guy up and it gets right into my settings. Let me back up here and show you another way that you can actually get in your settings. There's actually a application that just says settings, and you can see that right here. That opens right up for you. Or another way as well, if you're in a hurry to want to get into your applications, you actually can click the clock here and then click the clock again. As you can see, it says settings on the bottoms. Now, what's nice about this way is you can actually see where it gives you, some specifics where you can just get right into it. So, for example, Wi-Fi, or maybe doing auto rotate screen where you can turn it on or off and adjust the brightness and even notification sounds as well. So we'll go ahead and get into settings now. And from here, we have it pretty basic. Of course, our very top one is going to be our wireless and network connections. This will also allow us to connect to Bluetooth, so you can set up audios, maybe some headset, or even actual Bluetooth itself. We can get into sound as well. This is a general sound for volume, notification, ringtones, for maybe if you have Tango or Skype, someone's trying to give you a call there. And we'll get down into the screen itself. This will do where you can basically adjust your brightness. We can actually do that. As you can see, it gets a little bit darker, a little bit brighter. Or you can even do the auto brightness, and this will basically work off the battery life and maybe even the low lighting inside of the room itself. Me personally, I like it as bright as it can go, and I'll just leave it that way since I'm doing a tutorial here. You can also do animation on all window animations, and also even screen timeouts. So for example, if you don't want your battery to die too much, you can even go from 15 seconds to 30 minutes before your screen will actually time out. Since we're doing a tutorial, I'll leave it on 30 minutes here. And this also gets into our lock security system. I'll go ahead and power this off real quick so you can see what I'm talking about when I mean lock. As it comes on, there's actually a little locking mechanism here that I can touch, and it will allow me to drag over and unlock the device itself. And that's how you would get that all set up, is here through the settings. Alright. Even for applications, it has it. You can manage your applications. You can check the running services and possibly in those applications. The storage use, so what you're like, your battery use, and even some non-market applications, which we'll be able to get into a little bit later on our more advanced tablet tutorials. And also, if you're connecting to a computer, you can use your USB debugging and also staying awake, which basically allows the screen to never sleep while it's on the charger. A couple other things which I think is really cool is the accounts in sync. What I love that Android and Google got together, they basically allowed it where you can sync everything back to your Gmail. That's the only requirement Google has, the market has. Is basically signing up for a Gmail account, which is completely free. As you can see here, we can actually sync whatever information that we have stored on the Xoom to the Gmail account associated with it, and I'll go ahead and do that now. As you can see, it's automatically backing them up. Really fast process, not a whole lot of time consuming, and also you can get back to what you were doing while it's doing it, which I really love. Privacy factor of it, basically we're getting into backing up the account again and restoring them. And we can even do factory resets on these, which basically means wiping it completely down, and that's just right here. For storage itself, you basically can see the total space used. So if you're curious to know, hey, I want to download this application, but it says it's going to be such and such gigs, let's check and see how much availability I have. As you can see on this particular device, it has about 28.88 gigs of total space on it. That's a ton. A lot of memory on this guy. Another cool thing, you can actually pick your own languages. The language settings, you'll use a dictionary when you're typing. You can even do the text to speak. You can change it to any language that you prefer if you don't just speak English. You can even get down to the pointer speed of the tracking pad settings on this guy, and that's just located right in the same area on here for keyboards. Accessibility. Accessibility is something that's kind of different. You can do the talkback sounds accessibility services. You can even check out the scripts and downloading accessibility scripts, so on, which basically is non-market items. Touch and hold delays, which is another cool one, and you can actually touch items and move it around like I was telling you before with a mouse, which basically is your finger, and there actually is a delay in there, that way you just don't accidentally open it up or so on. Getting down here to the last two, we actually have the date and time, which allows you to either get it in your time zone or automatically switch to a time zone if you're doing any traveling, and select the date format in here as well. Another really important settings is definitely going to be the About tablet. This basically gives you your versions, the model number of the device itself, and lets you check for new system updates. And I'll do that for you right now. It's going to be the top one here. And as you can see, we can do check now, and it has just updated. So my system's currently up to date right now. Last checked for updates 3:27 p.m. So that's just a basic overview of your settings here. Stay tuned for more.